until they went scoreless in the last minute. And you gotta credit, Su Wing Chan, Sam Deguara, and Odarian Bassett, who scored 24, 23, and 22 respectively.
That's right, and it's now time to meet the starting unit here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, the back-to-back local MVP. Bobby Ray Parks Jr. will suit up again for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas after missing 3 straight games with that groin injury, and to replace the injured Kyle Baron, who actually had a broken nose in their game against Hong Kong Eastern. D'Angelo Hamilton will play his 5th game for the Saigon Heat, this time replacing again the said injured Kyle Baron. Again, that's a lot of numbers they're going to be missing here from Kyle, averaging a double-double here in the season. But D'Angelo Hamilton, a very capable big man, handling the fort for the Saigon Heat tonight against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, and he is going to be having his hands full with this matchup against the 7'3" PJ Ramos. As you saw earlier, our officials who will be calling this game, D'Angelo Hamilton standing 6'8", and you see the disparity here at the height department. PJ Ramos at 7'3". Now, one of the things to watch out for here, these are 2 of the best rebounding teams in the league, Christian.
Right.
But Saigon Heat, it did not look like they're one of the top rebounding teams against Hong Kong Eastern, only getting 37 rebounds. Again, bothered by the presence of Deguara in the painted area. But that was a good tune-up, and that was a good practice as they face PJ Ramos tonight.
No question. And although both teams, talking about Hong Kong and Alab, have 2 7-footers.
Yeah.
A lot of differences because Sam Deguara likes to man the paint. He runs from end to end.
Yeah.
PJ Ramos, as I have noticed, he only runs usually from 3-point line to 3-point line, as he can shoot the ball from the outside because Bachman is usually the one doing the damage inside. And
speaking of Ronaldo Bachman, he starts off his game with a deflection there on Chris Turker, and that's a shot clock violation right away. A turnover for the Saigon Heat to begin the game. Not a good start here for Coach Cal Julius, who is looking to have a fast start against the home squad here in Cebu. Here is Ethan Alvano. He's been playing very well for Alab Pilipinas this year. Very young man, just graduated. This is his first pro experience. They go to Kalen Johnson here on top. Ray Parks. Back to Kalen. Face-up three-pointer. That's going to be too strong. D'Angelo Hamilton skying high for that rebound. Trayvon Hughes, the point guard for the Saigon Heat here. Going to D'Angelo Hamilton, who attacks Balkman. Hamilton no good. Here's the second opportunity. Fresh shot clock for Saigon, and Hamilton sticks the jumper.
The first 2 in the ball game for Hamilton. And one of the things that, because they're missing Kyle Baron as Hamilton had replaced him, this could be an advantage for them, as Ray Parks, who missed 3 games, gets the first 2 for Alab. Maybe unfamiliar talking about Hamilton's game.
That's right. They have the surprise effect here.
Right.
The surprise factor against Alab Pilipinas because they are playing with a different import. As Ramos drops in the three-pointer there. So PJ showing his range early here in this matchup.
And that's the one we were talking about. Unless it's a set play that they run cross screens him underneath, he starts underneath. But if it's off a rebound or a steal, he runs from three-point line to three-point line. That's a foul.
Alvano falling down, a foul called against the Saigon Heat. That's going to be on Trayvon Hughes. So first on Hughes. Here's the drive earlier by Bobby Ray Parks, blowing by Hughes. Saw the opening, challenging D'Angelo Hamilton for that lay-in. And right after, PJ Ramos knocking down his first long bomb off the ball game.
Well, Alab Pilipinas had 41 assists. Oh, sorry, 34 assists rather. And out of the 41 field goals that they made, 34 came from that.
Assisted, that's right.
Assisted from that. And Alvano, although he only had 4 assists, he does a lot of he initiates the offense with the drive and kick, whether it's a direct assist or a hockey assist.
That's his ability. Of course, Ethan Alvano, a good shot creator for ABL Pilipinas. As we see here, Murphy Bernatowski score on the reverse. And it started on the defensive end there for the Saigon Heat, getting the basketball from PJ Ramos. D'Angelo Hamilton sticking with Ramos early here, putting on the pressure in the first quarter. Balkman for three. Ronaldo cleans the lid off the rim. And here's Trayvon Hughes on the attack for Saigon. Durker, that big body, banging with Parks. Parks, though, strips the ball away. Hamilton will recover. Here's Bernatowski, one of the top three-point shooting forwards off the league, knocks in that jumper.
Leads the league in three-point field goals made. And what you like about him is that he doesn't really settle a lot, excuse me, for outside shots. He's a guy who likes to pound the ball inside and drive the basketball, as we saw with his first basket, as Hamilton and PJ Ramos getting to know each other early in the ball game.
So early fireworks early here in the ball game, Christian, between PJ Ramos and D'Angelo Hamilton. Again, Hamilton replacing Cal Baron for this game. Coach Cal Julius, the head coach of the Saigon Heat in his second season with the team. So this is what happened earlier, Christian.
It was a temporary arm lock. Started right there. And yeah, to your point, I don't think these two are over January because it's February already. But right. To what you said, starting it off with a firework early in the ball game.
Ramos wants the basketball. Ramos puts it in. And PJ Ramos gets his 5th point. 5 of the 7 points of Alab so far coming from him. So Trayvon Hughes guarded at a much taller Bobby Ray Parks, and we have a foul away from the ball here. That's going to be charged on Kaylan Chongson. Here's the play earlier. PJ Ramos again wanted the ball at the post. That's right. And made sure he got that basket over Hamilton. Here's Durker. He's got range. Durker, though, too strong. Here's the outlet pass. Kaylan goes to Ethan. Ronaldo Balkman driving and scoring for San Miguel ABL Pilipinas.
After missing his first shot from the outside, that time he did not settle, was in stride, and made a short sidestep or swipe step move towards the middle to finish with the right.
And that's an all-familiar drive from Ronaldo Balkman as Hamilton knocks in his second basket off the game. The outlet anticipated very well by Murphy Bernatowski. Bernatowski attacks Parks, takes the jumper, too strong. Ramos with the rebound, quickly to Balkman. Ronaldo to Alvano. Alvano getting the contact from Hughes. Doesn't matter, he got the basket anyway.
Well, if Saigon is going to win tonight, we're looking at the mid-range game, especially when you can't expect Ramos to close out a lot, which he has been doing pretty much the whole season. He's pretty much laying eggs inside the paint.
That's true.
So that mid-range, just like what you saw, like Bertowski did, they're going to have to make tough mid-range shots and hit those threes like Decker, the open shot a while ago.
And Hamilton missing on that open jumper. First miss of the night.
Durker, rather, I correct myself.
Yeah, Chris Durker. But this Saigon Heat team, they have a lot of shooters in this squad.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's how Coach Cal Julius actually built this team. 11-10 start for ABL Pilipinas. There's PJ at the low post again. Banging bodies with Hamilton and gets another basket on him. PJ Ramos flexing his muscles early in this matchup.
And there's no way Hamilton will stop that. Somehow, you're going to have to decide to send a double team early to help out Hamilton as they force an unforced turnover, rather, right here for Saigon. That's not going to help.
So Saigon Heat feeling a little bit of the pressure from San Miguel ABL Pilipinas as they call the timeout here. Alab up by 3. Back to the ball game here in Lapu-Lapu Gym. And one of the main men stepping up for Bobby Ray Parks in that last game against the Wolf Warriors was Lawrence Domingo. Started that game and contributed a lot. 12.7 rebounds and a steal for Lawrence in that game.
The perfect role player, really. Anytime you have a league that is composed of 3 world imports, a lot of talent, obviously, a lot of height, you need players like Lawrence Domingo to accept their role regardless of the minutes that they played. And you can expect a guy like Lawrence Domingo to always give his best on the floor.
And I was able to talk to him earlier, and he said he's much comfortable with the role, with his role on the team in his third year already with Alab Pilipinas, because he understands that they have the personnel to do it this year.
Right.
And it's only a matter of fulfilling his role very well. That would make this team very effective on the floor. But before the timeout, it was the PJ Ramos show for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. So you expect Coach Cal Julius to address that issue on the floor on the defensive end for the Saigon Heat.
Right, they drop into a zone, but doesn't make any difference as the gaps were too big. Straight line pass from top to bottom. Right here, Bachman, high-low play, no pressure on the ball to take away vision. And right there, PJ Ramos making that ball look like a tennis ball.
Ramos getting started early here. 9 points already for Alab Pilipinas. And 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. So really taking it to the defense, to the big man of the Saigon Heat. Tim Well entering the game for Chris Turker. One of the local players of the Saigon Heat. Ramos missing the free throw. Here is Hamilton getting the rebound. So Trayvon now will run the show for the Heat. He's hounded by Kalen. They go out to Quatran, who fires. Quatran drops it in. And Quatran, aka Mr. Wiggle, back in Vietnam, knocking down his first basket off the game. Chong Son goes back on top. Ramos, the cross court to Parks, who squares up for 3, drops it in. The answer for Bobby Ray Parks Jr.
That's an impressive basket because it was a tough catch of a pass by PJ Ramos. Had to set his feet for about a second, but still able to hit it. Bertowski with a second shot from downtown. Doesn't hit.
We saw earlier Kalen go down after the hard screen given up by Hamilton as Parks scores his 7th point off the game.
Smart play by Parks, especially after hitting one the play before instead of going for the long bomb from outside, 2-on-1. And Bertowski has no choice but to look on.
Hughes to Hamilton from the corner. That's going to be a miss. Alab Pilipinas with momentum, up by 7 points. Ramos fires. Ramos still hot in this game. And the shimmy from the hold, PJ Ramos right after. 10-point advantage for Alab Pilipinas. They force another miss on the other end. One-on-one break. Balkman waits for his teammates. Good decision from Balkman. So here's Kalen Chong Son. Kalen looking for a teammate, finding Albano.
What a pass.
Touch pass from Balkman. That's a miss for Albano. Hughes. They go to Murphy. Bernatowski on the turnaround jumper. Well contested by Parks. Bernatowski able to put it in. Ahead to Balkman here. Got the contact from Tim Whale. And Balkman will head to the line for 2 shots.
Just tough to defend this San Miguel Pilipinas team, even after making a basket, especially when Ramos is the one inbounding the basketball.
Yeah.
It's automatic for Bachman to run 95 feet to score once again, or at least to try to score once again. He earns a pair on this one. But that has been ongoing the whole season.
Whole season, that's right. That Ramos baseball pass to the waiting Ronaldo Balkman on the other end. And Alab Pilipinas up early here, 24-15. Ronaldo Balkman.
I think it's safe to say 80% Bachman, 20% other players.
That's true.
That connection, that Puerto Rican connection between the two.
Very evident here on the floor for Alab Pilipinas as the cross-court pass here goes to Quatran. Quatran, no good on the shot. Avilona on the move. The floater, banks that one in.
That's what you love about Bachman also. He trusts his teammates enough also, whether it's an open shot from the outside or an outlet for that floater, as this will be an offensive foul. As he lowered the shoulder with force. Talk about Hamilton. Bachman doing a good job holding his ground. Right there.
That's right.
Good job also of selling the call.
For Ronaldo Bachman, Hamilton called for the offensive foul. So Hamilton will head to the bench. And 5 on the floor for the Saigon Heat. You got Durker, Quatran, Trayvon Hughes, Murphy Bernatowski, and Tim Whale.
I take it back. That's more of Bachman selling the call.
Yeah. So it wasn't the impact made by D'Angelo Hamilton.
Could have been a no call. Let's put it that way.
So 11-point lead for Alab. Havilona connects again. What a spark off the bench for Alab Pilipinas. Pau Havilona scoring 5 points right away. Hughes tries to answer, no go. Havilona, quick outlet to Parks. Parks doesn't have the numbers, he will wait. And go back out to PJ. PJ, smaller guys on him. PJ Ramos just dancing his way to the basket there.
No perfect way to describe it. You hit it right there. He was dancing his way inside.
And he gets the rebound on the other end. This is too easy now for Alab Pilipinas, but the pass was too strong. Take a look at that again. PJ had Quatran.
1, 2, 3, 4 at the rim. And that's the biggest the biggest guy in this building.
That was a walk in the park. PJ Ramos.
Who said big men can't dance, huh?
PJ Ramos going to the bench here with 14 points already across his name.
But one thing you gotta credit Jimmy Alapag also, the luxury of having, earlier it was Khalil Chongson matching up against Hughes, a very big guard.
That's right.
Has the length to challenge, and subbing in Lawrence Domingo. That's why Hughes, it's been a struggle so far to start the game.
And this is a product of good scouting for the coaching staff of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, knowing the guys to check or who to check on this Saigon lineup. Trayvon, Corey Celia, deflected by Parks. 2-on-2 break. Parks all the way with the right hand.
That's more than just athleticism. That is excellent footwork, using the one-step layup off leg and finishing with his offhand, his right.
Durker tried to go for the poster against Sumalinog there, but Durker will miss. Sumalino will be called for the personal.
He just laughs it off. For a while there, I thought it went in.
Yeah. Sigh of relief for Chris Sumalinog on that potential Chris Durker poster. Josh Urbistondo on the floor now for Alab Pilipinas, replacing Bobby Ray Parks, who has scored 9 points in his return to the lineup for the defending champions. Chris Durker, one of the Vietnamese Americans signed by the Saigon Heat in the off-season, is actually doing very well in his first season here in the ABL.
Oh, you're talking about a 6'5", 220-pounder.
Yeah.
He's super athletic.
He's got the body to guard the big men of the other teams. As we see here, Bachman missed that buzzer-beating jumper at the end of the first 10 minutes of play here, Christian. It's been all San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, 16-point lead after the first.
Similar to their last game, giving up 32 points in Hong Kong. They give up 33 here in the Philippines.
We'll find out if Alab Pilipinas can continue that here in Lapu-Lapu Gym. And you see here the highlights of the first quarter. PJ Ramos scoring big for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. 14 points for PJ to begin this game. Again, a 16-point lead for Alab Pilipinas going into the second frame.